everyone. It is January 27th, 2023. And I have received yet another revelation regarding what I've been seeing the past, pretty much this past year. I've started seeing sequences of twos, 22, anywhere from 2 twos to 4 twos in a sequence. And I was really struggling to figure out what that was. And there's a lot of other meanings for it as well, but I was studying about it and praying about it and seeking revelation over the last couple months. And yesterday he gave me this revelation. So I'm going to read it. I posted it on my community wall, but Father wants it to be spoken because this is his indictment. This is his judgment. So I was studying the book of Zechariah yesterday. And somehow I found myself reading a totally different verse. Like I don't even really remember flipping pages or anything like that. I just found myself reading a different verse. And then I looked to see what I was reading after I was astonished to see what I was reading. And I found that I was in Ezekiel chapter 22. And boy, is that a powerful passage. It is Father's indictment. Oh man, I literally was shaking reading this. And as I read this to you, you'll see why. The word of the Lord came to me. As for you, son of man, will you pass judgment? Will you pass judgment against the city of blood? Then explain all her detestable practices to her. You are to say, this is what the Lord God says. Yahuwah Elohim says. A city that sheds blood within her walls, so that her time of judgment has come, and who makes idols for herself, so that she is defiled. You are guilty of blood that you have shed. You are defiled from the idols you have made. You have brought your judgment days near and have come to your years of punishment. Therefore I have made you a disgrace to the nations and a mockery to all the lands. Sound familiar? You guys, put the pieces of the puzzle together as I read this. Those who are near and those far away from you will mock you, you infamous one full of turmoil. Look, every prince of Israel within you has used his strength to shed blood. Father and mother are treated with contempt, and the resident alien is exploited within you. The fatherless and the widow are oppressed in you. You despise my holy things and profane my Sabbaths. There are men within you who slander in order to shed blood. People who live in you eat at the mountain shrines, and they commit depraved acts within you. Men within you have sexual intercourse with their father's wives and violate women during their menstrual impurity. One man within you commits a detestable act with his neighbor's wife. Another defiles his daughter-in-law with depravity. And yet another violates his sister, his father's daughter. People who live in you accept bribes in order to shed blood. You take interest and profit on a loan of brutal extort from your neighbors. You have forgotten me. This is a declaration of the Lord God, Yahuwah Elohim. Now look, I clap my hands together against the dishonest profit you have made and against the blood you shed among you. Will your courage endure, for your hands be strong in the days when I deal with you? I, the Lord, Yahuwah Elohim, have spoken, and I will act. I will disperse you among the nations and scatter you among the countries. I will purge your uncleanness. You will be profaned in the sight of nations. Then you will know that I am the Lord, Yahuwah Elohim. Jerusalem is God's furnace. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, house of Israel has become a merely dross to me. All of them are copper, tin, iron, and lead inside the furnace, and they are just dross from silver. Therefore, this is what the Lord God, Yahuwah Elohim, says. Because of all of you who have become dross, I'm about to gather you into Jerusalem. Just as one gathers silver, copper, iron, lead, or tin into the furnace to blow fire on them and melt them, so I will gather you in my anger and wrath and put you inside and melt you. Yes, I will gather you together and blow on you with the fire of my fury, and you will be melted within the city. as silver is melted inside a furnace. You will be melted inside the city. He said it 3 times, guys. Did you catch that? Then you will know that I, the Lord, Yahuwah Elohim, have poured out my wrath upon you. The indictment of a sinful land. The word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, say to her, you are a land that has not been cleansed, that has not received the rain in the day of indignation. The conspiracy of her prophets within her is like a roaring lion tearing its prey. They devour people, seize wealth and valuables, and multiplies the widows within her. Her priests do violence to my instruction and profane my holy things. They make no distinction between the holy and the common, and they do not explain the difference between the clean and unclean. They close their eyes to my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them. Her officials within her are like wolves, tearing their prey, shredding blood, and destroying lives in order to make profit dishonestly. Her prophets plaster for them whitewash by seeing false visions and lying divination, saying, this is what the Lord God says, when the Lord Yahuwah Elohim has not spoken. The people of the land have practiced extortion and committed robbery. They have oppressed the poor, the needy, and the unlawful, exploited the resident alien, and I searched for a man among them who would repair the wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the land, so that I might not destroy it, but found no one. So I have poured out my indignation on them, consumed them with the fire of my fury. I have brought their conduct down on their own heads. This is the declaration of the Lord God, Yahuwah Elohim.